Assalamu alaikum YouTube. This is Said Mirza. Today's video we will be going over the Arabic letters and their pronunciation, and we'll also be translating the chapter 1 of the Quran, God willing. I will be going over the Arabic letters and their pronunciation 3 times so you can get a better idea on how to pronounce them. Let's begin. The first letter is the letter Alif, Alif, Alif. The next letter is Ba, Ba, Ba. The third letter is Ta, Ta, Ta. The next letter is Tha, Tha, Tha. The next letter is Jim, Jim, Jim. The next letter is Ha, Ha, Ha. The next letter is Kha, Kha, Kha. The next letter is Dal, Dal, Dal. The next letter is Zal, Zal, Zal. The next letter is Ra, Ra, Ra. The next letter is Za, Za, Za. The next letter is Sin, Sin, Sin. The next letter is Sheen, Sheen, Sheen. The next letter is Sod, Sod, Sod. Going back to top. The next letter is Dod, Dod, Dod. The next letter is Ta, Ta, Ta. The next letter is Da, Da, Da. The next letter is Ain, Ain, Ain. The next letter is Ghain, Ghain, Ghain. The next letter is Fa, Fa, Fa. The next letter is Qaf, Qaf, Qaf. The next letter is Kaf, Kaf, Kaf. The next letter is Lam, Lam, Lam. The next letter is Meme, Meme, Meme. The next letter is Noon, Noon, Noon. The next letter is Ha, Ha, Ha. The next letter is Wow, Wow, Wow. The final letter is Ya, Ya, Ya. Now, just some things to keep in mind. I have also included a transliteration that basically gives you a romanized version of the letter, of the Arabic letter, and we will be using this transliteration quite extensively because Arabic is written in a cursive manner, so there are many letters that, even though they look like this individually, when they're joined together, their shapes change a little bit. So you can always reference the transliteration and come back and look at the individual letters. The other thing is that you need to be, if you're serious about learning Arabic, then you need to memorize this table and their pronunciation. There's no other way around it. I will be making this table available on an image hosting site. So please definitely take a look at it and try to revise it as much as you can. And another point to note is that obviously my pronunciation is different from an Arab speaking speaker or an English speaker, uh, and it's going to be the same for you. So I wouldn't get too hung up on saying these words exactly the way they're supposed to be said by some sheikh or some mufti or whatever. The main point of these lessons is that we are able to read the Quran and understand the meanings of the words. We are not looking to impress others by pronouncing it exactly how some Saudi pronounces it. There's many videos out online that go over the pronunciation more carefully, and that's called tajweed. So if you're interested in that aspect, you can definitely search on Google or YouTube for that. But again, that's not the point of this video. Now let's begin with the first chapter of the Quran, which is called Al-Fatiha, and that translates to the opening. If you open up the Quran, um, I would definitely recommend that you download Brother Gerrans' translation of the Quran, A Complete Revelation, which can be downloaded for free from Quranite.com. I will be using his translation in this lesson, and I will also be doing a literal translation. Um, but his translation is also available if you want to see how it's being rendered by uh, a native translator into a target language. Anyway, so if you open up the Quran, you're gonna see that this Arabic is shown like this, where there's different marks and symbols at the top and bottom of the letters. For our purposes, we are gonna be ignoring all that because to me, they just for a new person to come in and start understanding these marks is very difficult. So we're gonna just filter out these marks and symbols, and we're just gonna start with the basic letters. Um, and that should help you ease into this course. Now, the first word in the Quran, in the chapter 1, is bism. Now, here's the pronunciation for that, bism. And here are the letters which make up this word, ba, sin, mim. And I've also included a transliteration, which brings you back to the original table where you can see these letters as well. And one other thing to note is that I have gone through and tried to color code each letter, each word, and its respective translation, so you can get a, it's easier for you to follow what's going on. So the first word is bism, which means with name. The second one is Allah, and that translates to God. And the component letters are alif, lam, 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 ha. Now, if you look at the word itself, we're going to see that one, it has the letter alif, then it has lam, lam, ha. So we're missing a lam. Well, this is peculiar to the Arabic language, but if you see at the top, there is a crown symbol. And this crown symbol denotes that there's a missing letter that's been joined with another letter of the same form, if you will. So here there is another lam that's basically being denoted by the shadda, which is hidden, and that's why here in the word you're just seeing alif, lam, lam, ha, when in reality, because of that crown, which is called shadda in Arabic, this becomes another. There's another lam hidden. So there's alif, lam, 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 ha. Okay. Moving forward, we have Ar-Rahman, which again is from alif, lam, ra, ha, mim, alif, noon. Okay, and that means the Almighty. This is a attribute of God, and this shows up in many places. It always shows up in the Bismillah Rahman Rahim, but anywhere it shows up in the Quran, Ar Rahman always denotes God. So you're better off just remembering this pattern being meaning Almighty. It's the same with Ar-Rahim as well. This is another characteristic of God. And here it's Alif, Lam, Ra, Ha, Ya, Mim. Okay, and that means the merciful. Moving on to the next verse. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. Again, we took out the marks at the top and the bottom and make it much more legible. Let's look at the individual meanings of the words. We have Alhamd, Alif, Lam, Ha, Mim, Dal, which means the praise. Now, the reason it means the praise is because we have Alif Lam at the beginning, and Alif Lam at the beginning means that this is a definite noun, so it basically signifies the. And then Ha Mim Dal, this combination of letters, which is pronounced as hamd, means praise. So that's why we have the praise. Lillah, to God. Again, this is a pattern across the Quran. Anywhere you see this specific pattern, it means to God. Because and this is different from the one we saw earlier where it had the alif at the beginning. And so this there's alif and then there's lam and then that hidden lam and then ha, which means God. But if we take this alif out, then just by itself this pattern becomes to God. And this one also has a shadda at the top. Here, I'll show you. Yeah, I have a shadda at the top. Okay, the crown is there. So lillahi. And that's just the peculiar, this is how the Arabic works. So this means lillah means to God. Now moving forward, we have Rab, Rabba. This is pretty straightforward. There is again a shadda here, a crown present as well. Ra, and then there's ba, there's a crown, which means there's two bas here, which is why I've rendered it as two separate letters. Ra, ba, ba, which means Lord. And then we have Al Alamin, Alif, Lam, Ain, Alif, Lam, Mim, Ya, Noon. Okay? And again, Alif Lam at the beginning means the, and then Alamin means worlds. It's a plural. We'll get into why it's a plural later on. But anyways, like I said in the beginning, the praise is Alif Lam signifies the. It's the same here. Alif Lam signifies the, and then Alamin is worlds. So we have the worlds. Now the next one is Ar-Rahman, Ar-Rahim. We go back to what I said earlier. You're better off just remembering that Ar-Rahman is a pattern that doesn't change and it always means the Almighty, and Ar-Rahim is the merciful. Okay, next one. Maliki Yawmiddin. Okay, meaning of Malik. Mim, Alif, Lam, Kaf. Master. Yawm, Ya, Wow, Mim, which means day. Ad-Din. Alif, Lam, Dal, Ya, Noon. Now it could be pronounced as Ad-Din or Al-Din. Again, we're not gonna get into that. Uh, you can pronounce it however you like. We're interested in actually understanding and reading the Quran, so it's moot what how you pronounce this. Okay, now we have here uh, Alif Lam, which signifies da, and then Dal Ya Noon means religion. Deen, Deen means religion. Coming down, we have Iyyaka na'budu wa iyyaka nasta'in. Iyyaka. Alif, Ya, Alif, Kaf. And that means thee. Now, thee is an older form of English, not used that much anymore, but thee means if we're suppose it's just you and me talking, then I can say uh, I can reference you as thee, right? But if there's me, there's you, me, and there's another person, and I'm addressing both of you, then I wouldn't say thee, I would say you. So that's the difference. Thee is a singular referencing singular you versus you, which is multiple use. And this has been now it's basically defunct in the English language. But if you go back in the older English language, this was used quite extensively. So the Iyaka, so basically it means the it's addressing we're addressing God alone. So that's what it means, the God alone, as in one entity. Okay, next one is Na'budu, Noon, Ain, Ba, Dal, which means we serve. Next one is Wa, Wa means and, used to join sentences. Next one is again Iyaka, which we already discussed, means thee. So again, we're saying we're addressing God alone. Iyaka, thee. Nasta'in, we seek assistance. Okay. Noon, Seen, Ta, Ain, Ya, Noon. Next one is Ehdina Sirat al Mustaqim. All right, so this one is straightforward. You have alif, ha, dal, noon, and then alif, and that means guide us. It's referencing God. Okay, as-sirat, alif, lam, swad, ra, alif, toy, ta. The path. Again, as-sirat, al-sirat, alif, lam at the beginning means the, and then swad, ra, alif, ta. Sirat is sirat means path. Al-mustaqim, alif, lam, mim, sin, ta, qaf, ya, mim. Again, means alif, lam, da, mustaqim, straight. And this is the final verse of chapter 1. Let's break this down. Sirat, we already saw this earlier, means path. Swad, Ra, Alif, Ta. Again, you see here it's just saying Sirat, so it means path. Over there we had As-Sirat, Alif Lam at the beginning, so it meant the path. So that's the difference. Allazina, Alif Lam Za Ya Noon, those. This shows up quite a bit in the Quran too. You're better off just memorizing Allazina. It means those. An'amt, Alif Noon Ain Mim Ta, and that translates to you blessed. Alayhim, Ain Lam Ya Ha Mim, and this also shows up in many places in the Quran. It just simply means upon them. Ghair, Ghain Ya Ra, not. The next one is Al Maghdub, Alif Lam Mim Ghain Duad Waw Ba. Now we have again Alif Lam and then Maghdub, and I know that this means da, and I told you this means da, but here the meme this is a state. Okay, this we'll get into these states later on, but makhdub is a state, like they're in this position, they're in this state, in this condition, like Muslims, right? So Muslim starts with a meme, and Muslim is someone who is in a state of submission to God. So that's why I haven't put the in front of this, because then it wouldn't make sense. But it's denoting a group of people, al maghdub, the people who incur wrath is what it means. Um, so here that's why I haven't put the in the beginning, but the general idea behind these ones where you have the meme, like Muslim, muttaqin, mu'minin, and maghdub, these are all conditions. Moving forward, we have alayhim, same word as this one, simply means upon them. Wa we already looked at, and la. Now la is something you're gonna see a lot in the Quran as well. Lam alif, and this is kind of interesting how it's joined together, but basically this is the breakdown. Lam alif simply means not, and then we have ad-dalin. Alif lam dad, alif lam ya noon. Alif lam means the, and then dalin means strayers. This is a plural as well. And that's it for the breakdown. Now, what I want to do is go over Brother Gerrans' translation of the Quran as well, just to show you a little bit of the differences between the literal rendering and the rendering done by a professional translator. Let's start with the first verse. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Bism Allah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. And I translate it as with name, God, the Almighty, the Merciful. And Sam Garrett's translate is as in the name of God. And then he's adding punctuation as well, obviously to make it flow better in English. The Almighty, comma, the Merciful. The next one is Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen, and I'm translating it as the praise to God, Lord, the worlds. Sam Garrett's translated as praise belongs to God, the Lord of all mankind. Next one, Ar-Rahman Ar-Rahim. The Almighty, the Merciful, and that's a pretty close translation. He's just added a comma there. Next one is Maliki Yawmiddin. Malik, master, Yawm, day, ad-Din, the religion. And Sam Gerrans translated it as master of the day of judgment. And you can look at his footnotes where he talks extensively about why he translated why he translated ad-Din as judgment. I'm just doing a literal translation, so I'm keeping it the way it's shown in lexicons, and we'll go over that in the next lesson, God willing. Okay, next one. Iyyaka na'budu wa iyyaka nasta'in. Okay, Iyyaka it means thee. We're addressing God alone in a singular. Na'budu we serve, and thee Iyyaku we seek assistance is nasta'in. Okay, thee alone will we serve, and from thee alone will we seek help. So again, this is pretty close to the literal translation as well. Ihdina sirat al-mustaqim, guide us the path, the straight. Sam Gans translated that as guide thou us to the straight path. Because Ahdina, guide us, that's right, that's we're addressing God, so that's why he's added guide thou us to the straight path. The final verse is Siratul Lazina an'amta alayhim غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين. Path, those you blessed upon them, not incorrect upon them, and not the strayers. Obviously, you can see that as the sentence, the sentence becomes more complicated, or more. Uh, there's more words in a sentence. This literal translation starts to break down. This doesn't make much sense in English, so that's why a translator's part of the translator's job is to keep the flow going in the target language, which is what Brother Garance has done here. The path of those whom thou hast favored, not of those who incur wrath, nor of those who go astray. So I would definitely recommend that you download Brother Garen's translation. It's actually one of the most precise language translations in the market currently, and I will be using his translation going forward. But I hope this video was of some benefit to you. I will also make the table, the Arabic letters and pronunciation available online for you to download and go over. And inshallah, in the next video, we will be going over the Arabic roots and also discussing more in depth the words that occur in chapter 1, and build our language, build our knowledge of the Arabic language, God willing.